Okay, I'm gonna share it. Here it is. Okay, can you see it? Wait, I'm sharing it. Can you
Ye-
see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So, hello, my name is Madalena, and this is the topics that I'm talking today. So, first, a bit about me. So, I come from Lisbon, from Portugal. I'm 22 years old, and I arrived just a year from now, a year and 2 months. That's now in the beginning of November, um, and I'm doing my master's, my second year of my master's program in infection biology with systems biology, which means that I'm about to start my thesis project. Um, and basically, I chose Sweden for a lot of reasons. Um, First, I'm going to talk first about why I chose Sweden and then first why I chose Havda in Sweden. So Sweden I chose firstly because I wanted winter also. Like I have always had this love for Nordic countries and the lifestyle. The like everything is so open and everyone is so good to each other and that's really nice. um, and then I chose Havda because I saw a lot of different programs to apply, and the one in Havda was the one that was making more sense towards what I wanted, and to what I um, to idolized. So this is why I chose Sweden. So a bit about studying in Havda. So studying in Havda has been the most amazing experience in my life. It's been amazing. So as I don't know if it was Andrea or Sarah that were talking about the teachers and the fact that you call teachers by your name. Like John was here, and John is my teacher, and I call John by John, and that amazes me every day. Like I'm still fascinated about that, and I do think that so when you call someone by Professor John, it already imposes some type of space between you and the person. And like, for example, I had a conversation with a teacher and completely friendly about, oh, what do I think? Do you think I should do a PhD now or go to try to work or something like that? So they're really there to help you and to help you go through it. You just have to ask, like literally you just have to ask and they will be there for you, and that's amazing. And then learn in practice what we learn in theory. And this is really really happening every time I'm doing something in the lab. I'm having at the same time uh, or theory lessons or seminars, depending on the course, because maybe it's more a bit like Sarah talked, a bit more of you learn with the material that the teacher gives you. And then you just have sessions that are these seminars where you just confirm the answers with the teacher to make sure that you have come up with the right basis. But everything you learn in practice is being shown you what is the theories behind, and uh, vice versa. So that is something that is being really really helpful. Plus education with purpose. So I think a lot of times in my when I was growing up, I always had like these assignments where I was like, I think this makes no sense for my future, and I didn't have any assignment like this in the University of Havda. Even every small little detail, for example, before you enter a lab, normally they make you a quiz about the protocols of the lab to make sure that you're going prepared for the lab, and that has purpose. Nothing that you do is made without purpose, and I always think that if you see the purpose, then it's easier for you to want to do that, or to find the the availability on your brain to do it. Um, So that has been also really helpful. Plus, the best thing, I think this is what really differentiates Havda from other universities. Havda is a small city, a small university, like compared with bigger ones. And like, you know, everyone, I have friends from all of different courses. My course, like my classmates, I know all of my classmates by name. And that is something that's really helpful because sometimes you just want to like get this really small tip about this, and you can text them. Or you know, a university that it's, as Andrea and Sarah told you about the university sports center and everything, a university that is there to help a student. It's something that it's really great. Plus, like the university, like the installations, they help you really focus. Like you always have a group room. Right now I'm in one group room that you can just walk in and have study sessions with your friends. Or the library that has either quiet places where you're not supposed to talk at all, but also have these open spaces where you can talk and you can like have a nice chat with your friends. And but also have sofas in the library, so if you want to like take a 5 minute break, you can take a 5 minute break in a comfortable chair, you know. That's something that's really helpful. Now, about living in Havda, I have images to make sure that I don't forget to talk about anything. So the first image is something that in when you're moving to Sweden, it's the first thing that you gotta learn. It's fika, and here it's a cinnamon roll, but it's normally accompanied by a coffee. And it's this time where you take 5 minutes of your day, you go out, you eat something, you clear your mind. It's perfect. It's amazing. And we love fika. It's the best Swedish feature ever. It's amazing. Go and buy yourself some fika. First time when you arrive here, go and buy fika. And then on the second picture, it's Billingen, like Sarah said. So we have this mountain that it's amazing. Like if you want to connect with the nature, if you want to go outside of the city, it's like a 30-minute walk. You know, you can always take the bus and that's 5 minutes. And that's really good because you can go you go through the woods, or you go for a walk, or you go to the lake, or you have so many activities to do in Billing. And you can ski in the winter, you can ice skate, you can go be like bicycle or something like that. You have an adventure park. There's so many activities that you can do in Billingen, just to clear your mind. So that's always like something that I think is a really big plus. And then, as Andreas said in the beginning, the seasons are marked. In Portugal, seasons are not that marked anymore, but in Sweden, it's like every season is beautiful. In the summer, the sun is staying for 12 hours a day, is amazing. And then in the autumn, the leaves are falling, the whole ground is brown. It's beautiful. And then with the snow in the winter, the snow lights up the streets. I had no idea that the snow had so much light. And it's like the sun is up because the snow lights up the city like amazingly. Um, and then of course in the spring the flowers come and you can go back to the park and go back to catching some sun, and you know, just be with your friends, and that's really nice. um, then you have more about social life. So in the first one, we always have we can have some campfires up in Billinga. That's also really nice, you know, just to spend a night in the summer with your friends by the campfire and making some grill, and that's really nice. And then as was already here said, Have is a very international school. So, for example, this year we hosted an international week with a lot of different events that helped a lot of students feel more home, also shared their culture. And it was like really nice, and is really good for you to learn other cultures and also to show yours. That's really nice. And then on the next photo is is like just friends doing a barbecue, because as soon as the sun is out or as soon as stops raining, you always go with your friends and you do a fun barbecue. And always in the park, in the student housings, everywhere there's a barbecue spot nearby that you can do something. And that's really, really nice and really, really good to have your friends with. And then you can have different types of activities to do at night. You can gather your friends at home on a night with more rain, that you don't feel like going out. But we also have a game night every Monday where you can play board games, and there's about like 40 students always coming every Monday to play board games. And then you have the student pub that always does theme nights. Like, for example, on this third photo, it was Miami Vice or something like that. And that always helps you to be creative. I love it because it's like, oh, next Friday is cowboy night. Next is pirate night. And of course, you don't have a full pirate costume or you don't have a full cowboy costume, but that lets your imagination go beyond. And you having time with your friends. I have friends that sometimes paint themselves green to go to a Shrek night. So that's also really fun, a really great story to tell. Really great memories. And then in Havdo, we also have a karaoke bar, which is for me one of the biggest plus ever in a city. I don't sing well, but karaoke bar is amazing. Plus, is a fun way to learn Swedish because there's always a lot of Swedish songs there. So that's really nice. And then we have our Swedish traditions of university, as every country. So in Sweden, you have your oves. There's basically these jumpsuits with different colors. So different colors mean different study fields. For example, on the one in the right, you can see the different colors. The blue one is economics. The green one is bioscience. The um, the black one is games and is gaming, I think, and IT. And then the white one that you can see here in the middle is engineering. And this is a big part of the student culture life. And you basically wear them everywhere. And then you put patches on them through according to the activities that you made. And it's really fun because also encourages to go and do some activity, something that you never experienced before. And that's really, really nice. Plus, on the photo with the cowboys, you can see in Sweden you have sittnings. That it's basically a moment where you stop, you have a nice meal with your friends, and it's always teamed, so that we have a teamed around the sitting. And on this one, it was a cowboy sitting. So yeah, and it's always really fun, to experience, because then you go outside of the and you see different universities have different colors. I think one university has a pink color for something, and that's really nice. So yeah, so travel, and this is my last topic. So as you've seen this image before, half day is really, really central, which means that allows you to explore Sweden as a total, also the whole Nordic area countries, because it's so central. And you also can go around Havda, like between the two lakes. And I have some images. For example, on the first one, you have one of the Gothenburg Islands. So Gothenburg has a big archipelago that you can go, and we went to one of them, and this is a museum of art. And then we have Laco Castle that is just up in the northern part of like on the northern lake of the and it's a beautiful castle with amazing history, like completely like taken from a romantic scene. It's beautiful. And then you have Hjo, that it's on the other lake. It's a beach city that you can go spend your day in the beach, get a really, really good ice cream, go for a swim in the lake. A lot of people went swimming in this lake in September now. We went to 60 exchange students. They loved it. It was cold. I'm not gonna lie, it's cold, but it's nice to experience because also these cabins here are saunas, so you can have the full experience of going into the sauna and then into the lake. So yeah, so that was my presentation. Any question? I have my email as a student ambassador here that you can contact me and I'll reply to everything.